Hello, hello. I am finally here. Yesterday was really a fluke. I rarely forget that I'm going to stream, but we were in town. We did a lot of errands. After we were done, we said, we're going to go get a nice dinner. We went to our dinner, and I'm sitting there and looking at the clock, and it's 6:15. I'm like, I'm not going to make it to I'm not going to make it to the stream. So we really didn't play hooky, but it was sort of felt like that, right? Hi, Kay. Welcome. I'm glad you can join me. I'm glad you found me. It isn't really that much different for me now that I'm retired. One day after another, kind of run together, right? So it's just that I try to keep to the schedule so people can plan on it, right? And plan their time if they want to join me. So anyway, I'm here and we've got 2 hours. I'm going to, you can see I've got the spinning wheel here, and I'm going to spin the second half of what I called the blues study. I spun this bobbin. It's a Shetland. You can kind of see the little bit of halo to this single. It's a gorgeous blue. I'll tell you what, that camera is doing an excellent job. That's just spot on the color. And I have the second half, and then I'm going to apply them together. I love it. It's just, I dyed it, and when I dyed it, I made a blue pot, and I put that in first, and then I did a second dip of another fiber, and that one ended up medium, and I did a third, and that ended up light. And I put all three together last year in the fair, 2 years ago. It's been a while. Can't remember. But I put them in the fair as the blues study. So, I am going to show you a couple things. We've been auctioning. I'm also apologizing. I am not healthy yet. I cannot shake this cough. Hubby is starting to make noises like maybe I ought to go see a doctor, and I don't feel like it's a significant inflammation of my lungs, right? I kind of feel like it's just a combination of lingering bronchitis and tons of allergens in the air right now. I mean, this is like, okay, I'm going to take a little side trip down here. It is beautiful outside. It was a gorgeous spring day. What is like shown on movies as the perfect day, right? It was a little cold. We were in the car and I didn't need my coat. If I got out and was going to stay outside, I needed a sweater or a jacket. But sky, deep blue. Grass is enormously green, just brilliant green. The trees don't have leaves yet, but they have these beautiful different colored buds, reds and light greens, and so there's a haze up on the hill. Almost looks like fall in a way, but it's a haze of these kind of muted colors. The leaves will be here pretty quickly, but they're not yet. And my flowers are all yellow or white. There's daffodils, forsythia, and there's white Bradford pears blooming, and there's some fruit trees blooming. So, yeah, I mean, there's just gorgeous flowers. So that's my joy right now, is the beautiful weather. It is so uplifting. Kind of was down in the dumps the last couple days, and I was glad to see the sunshine today. Okay, back to going into town today because, yesterday, because I had to pick up an auction. I, periodically vote on stuff, and sometimes it's fiber related, or I should say craft related because I've never hit an auction that had a spinner or spinner's items in it. I've hit one antique spinning wheel, but that was decorative, right? That was not functional. I went to look at it, but it wasn't functional. Anyway, this time I try to get really good deals. Okay, I think they're good deals. Okay, this time I got 4 leather bags, not purses. These are travel bags, bags for projects, bags for computers, laptops, that sort of thing, out of good leather. And it was kind of a joy today to take leather cleaner, and they were in good shape, but I gave them all a slick over with a towel and some of this leather cleaner spray that we have. So I'm going to take the one I like the least and put it on my lap here first. Okay, it is huge. It is a huge bag, and its problem is it's got this zipper that goes either way, one side or the other, and if it's a big dark hole inside, okay, obviously it's got a black lining, but the problem is, if you can see right here, it's ripped away from the back side, and it's also ripped away from this side. In other words, this poor bag got through some place, inspection point, where they actually wanted to lift out the lining and look underneath, right? And that's just leather under there, and the inside of the bag and everything. But it got inspected, right? And it kind of makes me like, okay, I would be really interested in what the story is. It's probably very mundane. It probably went through an airport. And when you check luggage, a lot of times they do inspections. But, you know, depending on where you went, some of those inspections, I guess, get quite brisk and quite intense. So what am I going to do with this? I am not going to use this. Hubby has suggested that he likes it, and it is very masculine, and if we travel such that he thinks he wants to use a big bag, I consider this a bonus, right? The 3 other ones that I got are worth it to me and what I really liked. So, that was the bonus bag. This one is also leather, and it is, as you can see, black. Big messenger bag is what it is. All the pockets, all the zippers, all the little pockets inside, kind of thing. And interesting, pretty design. Got a zipper out here. So this one will travel with me. I usually have, when I go on cruises, a bag something like this, where I put my iPad in and all sorts of paper and journals and pens and that sort of thing. And it very nicely has a shoulder strap too. So it is going to be used probably for traveling. Now, the other ones I can see being needlework project bags. This is a brown one. There is some lion-like logo here. I have been trying to figure out what was underneath the words that are underneath, and I haven't. I love this brown. And all it has is an outside zipper and it's a true laptop bag, because it's got a little flap right here, but that's perfect for sticking things in there that you don't want your project to get tangled up in, and then your knitting or whatever you're working on goes in the big part right there. And it has a carry strap, which is a dark brown. Oh, here's what it was. This is what's on there. Leo Shizi. Okay. Laoshizi. Anybody really familiar with, I got an ad break coming here, but maybe I can Google this real quick here. Anybody familiar with this as a brand? L-A, probably a suitcase manufacturer or whatever. Yep. Bags. Okay. Huh. Amazon touts them for men, but they are definitely computer bags anyway. There we go. Very reasonably priced. Around $30. And have all sorts of purses. Except, ooh, there's a brown one that looks very much like this one for $128 because it is leather. Anyway, that's cool. All right, I didn't know I had that actual name on there and that strap. So this is a project bag for my needlework when I travel or whatever. That's going to be a project bag. And I have a second one that is also will work really well as a project bag, but it's bigger. You know, this one is exactly the same. It's got the computer laptop place right there. I don't know how one person ended up with so many computer bags, but they did. And then it's got an area on this side, but this has little pockets right there that you can put like your phone in or whatever. And it has not a zippered, but a grip on the outside for quick. So that was my haul, and we went yesterday to pick that up. And a second thing I'm going to show you. Hang on a minute here. I got to do something. I just poofed my spinning fluff away. Let me get it. Purse caught it when I threw a purse on the bed. All right, the second thing, I'm going to wait. The ad is starting. So I'm going to let the ads run, and then when we come back, I'll show you the second thing I got in the auction. In the meantime, I'm going to start spinning while I'm waiting for that to all clear up. I've got the dark blue, like I said, for the second bobbin to spin. I have sunshine right in my eyes coming in our dining room window. Now I have my door to this room has a frosted, it's a wood door, bifold door, and it has a frosted window on top of it. You can't, we did that because this is actually a guest bedroom. I have to do a lot of work in order to make it guest feasible, but we don't have guests, so let me fix my camera here. There we go. Yeah, so the sun is just shining in there really bright on its way down. That is due west over there, coming in that window. I was looking up when Tour de France is. Starts like June 28th. And right immediately 4 days after that, the Olympics starts. So I think I am going to try and spin as much of every day as I can, really during the summer months. We'll see how it goes. Ad break should end here in 30 seconds. I know you can't hear me. That kind of tells me in the replays why I'm not talking much. All right, you should be back. Welcome back. I'm going to finish this little bit up. One of the things I have been doing today is uploading the past streams to YouTube, my YouTube channel, and they're going to be permanently archived there. I don't really expect people who watch the stream to be able to find them because I have a different name on YouTube. There is a link on my channel to them. If you go to the page that's connected with my channel on, not YouTube, on Twitch. Go to the Twitch and then you can, and go to my channel and then you can find them. But anyway, they're there because an awful lot of people don't even know about Twitch, and they watch YouTube. And so they'll search, like if they search for a particular breed of sheep or fiber, or if they just in general search spinning, they should be able to find them. YouTube videos are the creative teachers. They are the ones that are teaching the upcoming generation how to do the different crafts that a lot of what I had to do was just try it with a book, or watch somebody be taught by somebody in a class. And now those experiences are all happening by watching YouTube. So I'm glad to have the spinning videos. I'm glad that they are videos, unlike my podcast, which I talked and talked and talked about all the different things. This is a true video where they can see. And as they always say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Or, yeah, that's the truth. 1,000 words in a podcast and a 30-minute video are I can't get the word out, are about equal in value and teaching. Okay, so the second thing I bought at this auction were a lot of chair covers, needlepoint, and I could tell by the picture that some were commercially made and some were handmade. So I went ahead and bid on the lot because I was interested mostly in the handmade ones. But I'll show you the commercially ones first. They were taken off a chair. It's very obvious they were taken off a chair. They all look like this one, okay? And look at the dust fly. And this is the side, the right side, that would show. And yeah, I got it upside down there, don't I? There, well, right here is the top flower. There is a, like you would put this at the back of the chair, right here. No, this one right here. You'd put that at the back of the chair, and then this would be the cover. And I know it was on chairs because it's turned over. I mean, really turned over where it doesn't want to unturn, right? So they took these off the chairs. However, I looked at the back and I thought, this isn't really bad. I almost am tempted to do this on my mom's chairs down in Florida. Her house is very Florida. The furniture is white with gold trim. And I can't... My hubby says it looks like it's on the wrong side. My hubby says, it looks like it's on the wrong side. And that's because there is a lot of white right here, kind of, and, back in the design. This part is fine, but the design itself is not distinct enough to look realistic, and the colors aren't as prominent. Like, that is purple, but you can't tell it very well. It's unfortunate. I can't decide. I don't really have a use for these. I wanted the hand needle pointed ones, but they're not bad. So I'm going to wash them. I don't know if that's, to me, they look dusty, dirty. Like maybe they'll brighten up when I wash them, but I may be wrong. They just may be worn or muted, and they're going to be that way. Black fades anyway with time. So I'm going to wash them. I'm going to see what they look like, and then I'm going to decide. More than likely, I may stick them on eBay for, $5 or something, $10 plus shipping. We'll see. Because these that came with them, the 3 that came with this, are hand done. And as you can see, they are very skewed. One of the things first thing that I have to do is Google how to block this and see if I can get this not to be so skewed. But the other thing is, if I can't, I can make it smaller. I am not going to put these on chairs. First of all, they're very small. That I don't know of any chair seat that is this size. Right? They're very small. So they say pillow to me. Right? They say pillow. And the second reason they say pillow is everyone is different. Look at the colors. I just adore that blue. They're going to be gorgeous pillows, especially if I find a really cool fabric to do with the back. These are hand done. I can tell. These are hand done. Somebody stitched on these. They stitched around the edge to either, I don't know if it, I think there's a possibility it was just held in hand and not put on a frame under any tension, and that's why they skewed a little bit. They all skew the same way, the direction of the stitches. In other words, this diagonal is longer than that diagonal, right? It needs to be squared up like that, and I really don't know. And it's probably why they are this way, because they didn't know what to do with them either. The last one is my least favorite, but still, it's really cool. It's going to make a great pillow. I know. This blue is just gorgeous. And it's well, no, it's skewed just as much. So, I could just live with that, make the backing to fit it. But I will definitely, in fact, I'm going to do that right now. I thought it might be fun to look up together while I was online, to look up how to, let's see here, how to block needlepoint. Yep, needlepoint came right up. All right. Oh, it's a video. All right. I am going to have to, you'll still see this camera, but I have to make this big because I can't read it. All right, so the prepping the canvas is, I have a gridded mat, right, 1-inch squares, and it shows how the needlepoint is askew on there. Okay, so remove the canvas from the stretcher bars or frames. We did that. Remove any masking tape. Okay. Dampen the canvas using a spray bottle filled with clean, warm, not hot water. Spray it liberally to dampen the surface, but do not over-wet the canvas. It should be damp, not dripping. Let the canvas rest for 5 to 10 minutes to relax the dampened fiber. And an alternate dampening method is dip into a sink of warm water, roll around in a fluffy towel to remove the excess, but do not twist or wring, and then let it rest as listed above. Then it says, reshape the needle point. Carefully tug the corners and sides of the canvas to gradually reshape the needle point a bit before you mount it on the blocking board. Oh, okay. So if it can give while it's still loose, pull on it and see what you can get out of it to give. All right. Straightening a warped canvas by pinning it to a blocking board is the simplest, quickest, and most efficient way to stretch a finished piece of needlepoint back into shape. If you don't have a blocking board, there are alternatives. Make a padded board by adding fabric that is printed with a grid of equally sized squares to a board. Consider covering a pine board with a towel and using a T-square to make sure the canvas lies up correctly. Use an ironing board or even a clean carpet floor. All right. Now is also the time to find the paper pattern or template of the original size and shape of the needlepoint canvas. Well, I'm not going to have that. You'll use this paper pattern of the unworked canvas as a guide for straightening and straightening, and it says clocking the completed needlepoint. I guess that's what it's called. If you don't have a template, don't worry. If you know what the finished measurements of your piece should be, and of course I can determine that, then you can use those numbers for stretching the warped canvas. Pin corners to the blocking board. This is what I don't know. My board is a cutting board for, it's not a blocking board. It's a cutting board for a rotary cutter. So I still have to think about what I want to use for a blocking board. And so you pin your corners. Pin just the 4 corners. And it says if you use the non-complicated needlepoint stitch, just your basic slanted stitch, do it face up. If you plan to apply stiffening or sizing, which I'm not going to do, you put it face down and do that on the back and let it dry. Excuse me. After you have your corners, then you start pinning the sides and keep gently pulling and stretching the sides as you pin. Pin the canvas to the board along the grid lines, using them as your guide to square the canvas. Place T-pins. Place enough T-pins to hold the canvas securely in place. Place pins as close to the edge of the stitching as possible without touching the stitch thread. Space the pins about 1/2 to 1 inch apart and let the canvas dry. If it's severely warped, you may need to repeat the process several times. In addition, give it a shot of hot steam with your iron without touching the canvas and allow it to dry thoroughly for several days, especially if your finished needlepoint is particularly stubborn. There are some situations where wet blocking won't work. If you use non-color fast threads or novelty yarns, such as velvet, you'll have to dry block it. If you worked a lot of surface embroidery, stitches or added embellishments, such as beads, gems, or other items. So to dry block it, you pin it upside down and you wet the wrong side. Stretch it, pin it, and let it dry. You can also dry block it on stretcher bars. Alright, well, that's pretty much what I thought. It's a lot of work, but I didn't have to do any of the other work, so. Okay. Let's spin. I think I'm going to turn my light on here. I feel like this is really kind of dark. There we go. There we go. This fiber is pretty slick. I think I've said this before. It's not like using, it's almost like, it's fuzzier than silk, but it's almost like using silk. There is a real slickness. And I don't know if that's the Shetland or if it's the dye kind of closed up some of the fibers and, you know, glued them together and it made it slicker. Sort of like what happens with it. It feels fuzzier than superwash because superwash is always top, and this is not. It's off of a bat, so it's roving, but it has that feel. I don't remember that with the other color. I've done all of the medium. I'll have to find that skein, those skeins again, so I can take a picture of all 3 of them when they're done. And then I have the light color. Or do I have the, oh, I don't know. I don't know which color I have, but I have one more color in the tote here. they've ever made. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but what we're dealing with right now is really upsetting. Um, my husband has a bank account that is the money he got from his parents' estate when they passed away, right? So he has a bank account and he rarely uses it. He has a debit card that he'll use at an ATM to get cash when he needs cash if he wants it out of that account. And he has written a few of the larger checks that go with the maintenance and utilities, like property tax and oh shoot, I can't the other. There's some other big one for the house. You know, that was his mom's that he owns. That his brother lives in. So anyway, let's just say that the account doesn't get looked at very often, and I really hardly ever look at it. I just, like, that's his money, that's his account, you know. And he's really usually very good about knowing what the balance is and keeping in his head. He doesn't keep registers. He knows what's gone out and what he should have as a balance. And I don't know. On Monday, for some reason, he said, you know what, I'm going to look at the balance on that account. So we brought it up online. And I told him the balance. And he says, okay. And he said, I can't read the statements. I haven't looked at them. Would you just read through the transactions for me that are on there? And I said, sure. So I'm reading down from most current and going back further until I'm on January. And the original deposit that not opened that account, but that put his parents' money in was January 6th. And I read the deposit, and then I said, and then there is a transaction that took out $8,000. And he said, what? And I told him again, and he said, what? What does it say it is? I said, it doesn't say. It says it's a telephone transaction to LLC Holding Company, and he's, of course, it took us forever to calm down. That is just devastating to see that somebody has taken money out of your personal bank account. And we spent Tuesday talking about it because we already had plans for Tuesday. We couldn't go to the bank Tuesday. We already had plans in the little city, and the bank's in the big city. So it wasn't until Wednesday that we could go to the bank. And we spent hours there. And the person helping us, not a teller, a banker person helping us was on the phone with a higher up, and they're avoiding the word fraud, but that's basically what it is, a fraudulent transaction. But what they say is that we are disputing it, right? We're putting in a dispute, and it took hours to get that paperwork taken care of. Because, first of all, they start asking, well, okay, their first assumption is one of the two people on the account did it without the knowledge of the other one. Well, that's not true. Hubby and I are not that way. We know that's not true, but, that's the first thing they're going to think of. And so they ask all sorts of questions trying to see if they can make you slip, I guess. I don't know. But hubby and I just, he doesn't have the capability. He can't see. And it was telephone, right? Not online banking, which is, he will do with me. Anyway, long story short, we have to wait. They have put in a dispute, and we have to wait and find out what they're going to do about it. I hope they catch the people, to be honest with you. I hope they can trace it somehow, more than shows on our statement. I would love that. We may never know. But we also, it's a 50-50 chance. There is a possibility, if they can't reasonably prove that there was another way that it got done, not by us, right? They may not give us the money back. I don't know. We'll find out. In a reasonable amount of banking days. I don't know when. What a bummer. What a bummer. It was very upsetting. That's why we went out and did a long unwind time. Talking. Just commiserating. Before we came home yesterday. I will say, considering how much of this exists around us, we have been very lucky, very fortunate not to have been hit by anything. We had, and of course they closed the account, gave him a new card, so they handled it right. We've had occasional trouble with credit card transactions that were not what we need. And credit card companies they're fantastic. You just call them on the phone and they, okay. But usually those are under $100 amounts. This was a lot of money. And a bank isn't going to just automatically say, okay, we'll give it back to you. They got to find it. I did not say this at the bank to any of the employees there, but my personal thought is that had to have happened inside the bank for somebody to have access. Makes you think. Makes you stop and think. Hi, Guitar Nut. Hello, hello. How are you? I don't suppose Thursday night is any less busy for you than a Wednesday night, but... I would said at the very beginning of the stream, one day is the same as the next for me. I mean, it really is. Hubby uses, I asked, I told him that and talked about I don't even know it's a weekend anymore, and he says, yeah, I use my Sunday morning news shows to reset my week, knowing it's Sunday. It's way low? Uh-oh. Okay. Kay, are you having trouble hearing me too? Oh, you're off work at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, so those are, yeah, yeah. Let me see what I can do here. This is this mic, okay. I will put it up to max, and I'll speak up a little bit. I'm hoarse. Yeah, it could be your end too. Put it in your ear better. Now, I am hoarse too. So I'm speaking very low, not quiet, but um, the low tone, right? I have a basso profundo going on here because of my remnants of a cold and bronchitis. I don't. You have an earbud in, yeah. So right, that no earbuds make a big difference. I mean, you don't need as much volume. I haven't made any changes, but you never know. Things change without you wanting them to. Um, does the music seem too loud? Because I can move the music down. Um, I know that I can hear the music, and a lot of times I can't. So I am spinning Shetland that I dyed, and this is the first bobbin I was working on the other day. You may have seen that, but I'm going to be plying with that. It's going to be self-plied. Oh, I missed a Pokemon Smoochum. I don't even know what a Smoochum looks like. Sounds like a big kiss, though. Your news is you borrowed a vintage sock, circular sock machine from 1910-ish. It's way harder than you thought it would be. Well, that's amazing. But since you borrowed it, I'm assuming that somebody had it in working order, correct? Well, I have a circular sock pro friend, a good friend. She'd talk to you on the phone if worse comes to worse. But surely, if you borrowed it, you've got somebody to help you out. She said she made tubes on it, but that's it. Oh, yeah, there is a technique for making you're right. You're right. You might be heading for the videos, right? Um, YouTube videos. Yep, that is totally different when you want to make fitted socks. In fact, I don't have a clue how you would do it. You fixed the heel spring and the V-cam adjuster was broken. Ah, so you could tell. That's good. I mean, you've got the terminology there. I heard they're just like really awesome. Awesome cool once you get them working. Of all the things, you know, I have so many things related to spinning and knitting and patterns and that, you know, it is the one thing I have never really wanted to pursue or get into, along with looms. I've never really wanted to get looms either. You must have remembered hold on it for quite a while. Yeah, well, that's how you learn. That's a good thing. And after all that, then you end up teaching. That's how it works, isn't it? Learn one, teach one. Guitar Nut, have I asked you this before? If I have, forgive me. Are you familiar with the John C. Campbell School? Have you heard of that? It's sort of in your area. And they're online. Okay. I will look it up so that I can give you an exact link. It's someplace I've always wanted to go. You can go and take classes there. And it's been there since the 70s. Folk School. It's called folkschool.org. Here's another rabbit hole for you. Classes through December 2024 are open for registration. It is in Brasstown, North Carolina. Yeah, go take a look. I mean, I drool every time I look at the listings. I could live there. Yes, that would be really awesome. I think they might be willing to talk. Yeah, that would really be something. If you can work remotely, you know, on a laptop or whatever. Oh man, you're right. That's really a really cool idea. All the times we go south, we never go far enough east, you know, for me to get to any of this stuff. Um, I keep saying we're gonna take a side trip and to do it, but hubby's not that interested in it. My daughter is. She's the one I ought to take a trip with. She's wanted to take blacksmithing, you know, forge work forever. Oh, you have an RV now. Oh, The Wandering Minstrel. Oh, I envy your youth. Sorry. I'm a bit jealous. I was always so tied down by my job. I never had I was pre-work on the internet remotely or work on the internet period era. Well, all the years I worked, I saw computers come into my work area. The last half of my career. Listen, can you hear the bird? That's a clock. I have a new addition to my room here. It is a clock that does one bird. It's a one bird, each different bird for each hour, but they only do 3. It's not like they call the hour and do 8, right? But oh, that was a nuthatch, I think, is what they said. I can't read it from this far away. 8 p.m. Yep. We first got it. I had to take the batteries and put it back in about 3 times to finally get everything in sync. The call wasn't right for the bird and that sort of thing, but I got it finally. I finally got it in sync. Newman is funny. He hears it, even if he's in the living room on my lap. He hears that and he perks up like, there's a bird in here. Where is it? They have music programs. They do. It is cool. I am so excited. What? More news? What's that? Oh, Cheddar came in. Oh. And is Cheddar he or she? Do they sit on your lap? Ah, that's nice. Newman is just with me constantly. He is my cat. Oh, he got hurt. Oh. He's getting some dental work done and no longer is an outdoor cat. He got really hurt, and the vet told me either bring him in or stop expecting him to come back every night. Oh. Yeah, he was... Okay, so Yep, he was being fighting or going after creatures he shouldn't. So good. I'm glad, because now he's going to be longer, healthier, happier cat. My yellow cat's name is Ghost. He's a very pale yellow, but I like the name Cheddar. That's a good name too. Ghost comes and goes, and so far he's not gotten hurt. But I'm less. I'm sure he would never become a house cat. Twitch would, I'm sure, and she's been neutered, so she sticks around anyway. But she has to be a porch cat because she doesn't get along with Newman. Oh, big yellow boy. Wow. Yeah, okay, so there's a lot more. He broke a canine. Oh. On the lower jaw, like into his face. And he had a terrible infection, yeah, on a leg. You think a big bobcat or coyote got him. It had to have been something big if he's that big, yeah. Wow. Well, I'm glad he's alright. I'm sorry you had vet bills. I know how that goes. Your LabCorp bill was 7 and his was 200. Oh no. Yeah, vet bills were interesting. The blood work costs 20 times what mine does. Huh. Oh, goodness. Do you have to give him antibiotics? I cannot ever get pill or liquid down a cat. I mean, I do the syringe, stick it with their mouth closed and squirt, and it's still, they manage to spit it out or fight me off. I am terrible with getting antibiotics in them. He liked it. Oh, I just have an ornery cat then. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that would be good information to know. yeah, I finally have gotten to the point where I can put that flea stuff from the vet on his back between his shoulder blades without any problem. Um, it seems like he used to know when I wanted to do it because he'd avoid me and hide and, for the days. It's supposed to go on once a month. But lately it hasn't been too bad. I've been able to get it on. I had to make them change. The vet didn't want to give me what I know works. It's an Advantage Gold or something like that. And they didn't want to give it to me. So um, they showed me what they were going to give me. And I tried it 1 month, and he had fleas within the end of that month. I mean, it didn't work at all. So I told him that, and I called him and I told him that, and then I said, I want to go ahead and order what I do. It does take a vet prescription. Will you write it and I'll order it through Chewy? And they said, sure, we'll do that. And they did. And that's what I did. I got it because what they wanted to give me, it didn't work at all. I guess there's more possibility of side effects with this one that works. But it works. No fleas. Oh, yeah, do that. Okay. It has like a prescription slip on it, yeah. I don't know, speaking of prescriptions, I thought I was all done. I went back to the eye surgeon for my quote-unquote last follow-up on um, the right eye, which was the second one that I had the cataract taken out of. And she said she found inflammation in it. And so now I had to get steroid drops for just my right eye. Fortunately, I can put them in myself, so because I have to go in 4 times a day. Um, she told me it was very mild because she said if it wasn't mild, you would have had symptoms, and she didn't say what the symptoms were, but I gather I would have known something was wrong, right? So that's a good thing too. That means it was very minor. I thought I was all done with this though. I'll check on that. I don't get Discord on my desktop. It won't work on the desktop. I have to look on my either iPad or phone. Well, I use my iPad. So I'll look after I'm done streaming. Alright, I need to take a break. It's been more than an hour. Stretch my legs and my fingers. Time flies when you're having fun. Your grandfather just had some removed finally. His insurance VA wouldn't do anything until they were, oh my gosh, so bad. He was able to see and play guitar, which is really nice. Oh, yes, I know. All right, I have 2 bats left. Bat and a half. I have a bat and a half left to do here. It's going to work out. It took me 2 hours to spin that other bobbin with the same amount. Yeah, you talk about prescriptions and costs. I really am spoiled. I'm on so few, but they are covered, so there's no cost. It's really nice. I was holding my breath with these drops. I thought maybe, but they are not the ones that cost a lot of money. When I had the surgery, I was on 3 different drops, and there was one that was extremely expensive. They found a way, either with GoodRx or I don't know what they did, but they found a way to make it so that I only had to pay like $18 or something like that. But anyway, the one that I'm going to be on now for a while is no cost. Yes, I did on, but not really. Okay, not 100%. I almost always made it 50-50 with merino. So, and it has a lot of nips. You're having, okay, so you made a bat with your shearing. Yeah. Have you tried spinning your Angora without, if you want to spin 100%, have you tried spinning it without doing any processing at all? And also remind me, do you have combs? Small handheld combs? I'll show you the size I use. So you asked me if I made bats. The answer is no, unless I was mixing it with merino. But if I was spinning 100% and I really wanted it processed, I use these. Get off of there. Alright. These are a Forsyth. There. Forsyth. Oh, there's an ad. I'm sorry. I'll wait a minute. Okay, the ad's going to end here. 10 seconds. Alright, welcome back. Sorry about the ads. Thank you for tolerating them. Are you back, GuitarNet? What I was saying before the ads, I realized there were ads you probably weren't hearing, was that for Angora, the only bats I ever made, I mixed it with Merino. Usually 50-50. But to spin 100% Angora, I did just take a handful, fluff it, and pull your mats if you see them or whatever, but just kind of prepare that nest by hand, and then just start drafting off of it. If that will only work if you're dealing with really short Angora. If you have length, then okay. Are you back now? I don't know what did you hear? Okay, I don't know what you heard. Okay. I guess they tell me the ads are over and they're not over for you all. I don't know. So, you were wondering if you did that because you had some Angoras that you rescued and they had rough fiber. They had a lot of guard hair. Were they French? Or they might have been mixed breed. I don't do 100% well. I bought my drum carder with the teeth very, very close for Angora. I made bats out of 100% Angora. It is doable. It's really delicate, and getting it off, you have to have your carding teeth really close together. And if your drum carder is like a wool drum carder, it's not going to work right for 100%. It'll work for blending, but not 100%. So, first of all, my drum carder was set up for Angora. Second of all, I take one flicker comb, a flicker card, or you can use one of a hand card and go like this on the drum to get it off. Kind of gently roll it. Right? Don't grab and pull. It won't work with Angora. Okay, so the high count means that it's good and close together, so that'll work. So yeah, you need some kind of something to get it lifted. Some people actually roll it, like on a blending board has a stick, they'll roll it on a dowel to pull it off. But I never did. I just get it started and just gradually peel with this hand while I turn a little bit, get the drum going around, because my drum carder is Patrick Green. It's big. It's a big drum. Takes a lot of Angora, and since it takes a lot of Angora, I very, very, very seldom made 100% bats. Now, I've made tons of small hand-carded bats. Not drum-carded, but hand-carded. Made a ton of those. Angora, 100% Angora loves that. And you just, take, how to card, right? You just take and peel each one off, kind of roll it up a little bit, and go off the end. If you have, if you want to try to see if that rough Angora is guard hair, and you don't want the guard hair, then get a pair of hand combs like this. And I have done a lot of 100% Angora on these too. And you load it with your fiber on here. This is just 2-tine, There's just two, right? And this way, comb it, switch, comb it, switch. Then the hard part is you kind of push it up and then you pull real gentle. Pull it off. But you should lose some of that guard hair. It shouldn't come off. Just some suggestions. I mean, it's all doable one way or another. Just like I said, grabbing a handful and fluffing it good will often help make it spin just fine. But I'm sure your Angora bat is fine, but you're getting all your neps in there because carding won't take that out. Yeah, go ahead and send a picture. Loves pictures. The truth is, all those years that I was raising rabbits and getting my equipment that I was using, I was trying everything. Right? There was nothing I didn't try. It's just I have some I like better, but I spun mostly straight off the rabbit. Unless I wanted to blend it with something. So you rescued, I think you may have told me that, I can't remember though. You rescued some Angoras. I wouldn't mind seeing some pictures of your rabbits too, if you ever have time. My old computer has lots of pictures of Angora rabbits on it. And darn if I can remember their names. But I can tell what kind they are. Most of mine were satins. Anyway. I only had satins in French. I need hydration. We had ribs for supper. Ooh, that was good. Bake them slow oven and sauce them up good. Last hour and a half. It's a good supper. realized I forgot to do this so you could see the fiber better. This kind of fell apart. Scalloped potatoes and ham. Wonderful. You know what? I don't know whether I'll stream on Sunday or not. I mean, we don't do anything for Easter. I guess I will. The ham made me think of it. They're on sale at the grocery store. When we were at the grocery store, I was like, okay, do you want to buy a ham? And he says, I got two in the freezer. We won't do it. We won't buy another one. So, and I used to do stuff for my grandson, but yeah, that's old enough. He's old enough now. It's, birthday and Christmas is pretty much the celebration time for him. I did get a cute card from my friend for Easter. It had all of your holiday associated characters like Santa Claus, Cupid, Uncle Sam. You get the drift. Just everyone, a turkey, Easter turkey. I mean, Thanksgiving turkey. They all had bunny ears on. and it said, at Easter time, everybody's a bunny. Okay, Guitar Nut, might have missed you, but thank you. Thank you for the good conversation. You kept me good company tonight, and I really appreciate it. I seem intent on building the fiber up in that one spot. Keep forgetting to move it when I hit that spot. You have a full spindle in the shoulder that would like me to switch something else. Oh, you overdid a little bit. Oh, dear. Well, good. Got a lot done then. Just a tad. You also need to sit better. Yeah, I have a very hard time drop spindling. I can't do it sitting down very well at all. And I can't stand up very long. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Alright, I have this much left to do. Be just about the right amount of time. Yeah, my back is starting to yell at me. I either need to sit back or stop. You have a sock on the coffee table for weeks that just needs the toe. Oh no! You could do this! Is it the second sock too? Like the other one's all done? Yes, you can do this. That would feel good before you went to bed tonight. You don't know. Yeah, I've been known to fall asleep too, with my knitting in my hands. Oh, I got. This bat has all the crap in it. It has a lot of nips in it. See 'em? Goodness, where'd those all come from? Why are they all getting the one bat? Sometimes that happens because I am carding combing waste. But this is not combing waste. This was fiber that died. And ooh, let me think that over a minute. Maybe I did card some of it. I'm sorry, did comb some of it. I said carding. To make some tops for the fair. And this might be combing waste. Now that I think about it. Yeah, I bet that's what it is. Because there's a lot of stuff in here. Not vegetable matter, just bumpy fiber. Lumpy fiber. Well, it's not quite the one to end with. I also don't think I have it divided in half either, because I've got a lot more on the other bobbin than I've got on this bobbin. So that just means I'm going to be making a ply ball and to finish it up. Might be the first one you think. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just like, we're all so much alike. When it comes to the crafting. You've done that so many times with socks. Yeah. This is the last bit. gave your friend a sock? Singular. Finished up the second one during Mom's first knee surgery and accidentally left it in your suitcase until the second knee. Oh, nearly a year later. Oh my goodness, Kay. Did you get it to your friend? Did she wear the single sock? I mean, it's a true friend that'll wear a single sock that you made. My daughter would do that. Probably has done that with socks she's made. She couldn't remember I'd only given her one or she'd misplaced it. Oh. Well, I'm glad that... I hope that all worked out in the end there. Is there a good ending to that story? Now she has a pair of socks. That's a good story. Oh, goodness. You know what? I'm tired. I am tired tonight. Okay. Still a little bit of business here. I am going to take a look and see if there's anybody I want to raid, but I probably won't, since it's late for me and I don't want to stay. Usually I don't like raiding and running. You did get it to her. Your other friend did the first time I made him one and sent me a picture of him wearing it to show it fit. And his other leg colored blue to match. Colored blue? Oh dear. You know, I never thought about that. If it's somebody you're not sure on the fit, you would want them to try on. At least the first one, it's way better than making both and having both not fit. Alright, let's turn the music off. It's been nice music tonight. Let's go to Twitch and see who's on right now. Sleeping Luna design is spinning. I need to... Oh, wow, that's interesting yarn. Looks like... That's real interesting yarn. Okay. Luma Celine is stitching. Ginger Crush is Puzzles and Cats. The Lazy Gamer. All right. Let me get through this ad. I'm checking out one that I've not been to before. called A Stitch in Time Design. Oh, she's making a little hedgehog. She's crocheting. Okay.
Seriously, there's an AOL floppy disk floating around here somewhere. I found it when my in-laws moved. I found it when I was rifling through my brother.
I know him. Oh, that's a pretty design. Huh. Wow. Okay. You all, let me just say, I'm not in the mood to raid. He like scribbled over the bare leg in the photo editor. Oh, okay. But that was a cool idea. That was funny. Like, I'll just paint a sock on me. Nobody'll know. Nobody'll know the difference. Sorry. Go find somebody else to watch or whatever tonight. Thank you all for hanging out, especially Kay, but all of those who I know have joined me. And lurkers are totally fun and acceptable and welcome. So, I shall be thinking about Sunday. I'm pretty sure I'm going to stream, but check Discord, my Discord, for under streaming information to see. Because, who knows? Maybe we will go Easter egg hunting or something crazy, wild and crazy. In the meantime, everybody, enjoy this spring weather if you have it. Stay inside, do something wonderful if it's raining. And most of all, take care of yourself. And I'll see you again soon. Bye, Kay. Good talking to you. And thank you all. Bye. Good night.